Is AI about to steal your tech job? Is it too late to become a software engineer? Are we the last survivors of a dying species of software engineers? OpenAI just dropped their most powerful model yet, O1. And this AI is no joke. It outperforms 89% of human coders in competitive programming. The other 11%, they don't have a lot of time left. It has PhD level reasoning and it can solve complex math problems and high level science tests. I'm a senior software engineer. I've been working in tech for the past 5 years, and over the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you the impact that I believe this will have on your career over the next few years. The difference between O1 and all the previous AI models is that this model spends more time thinking before answering. So it creates a long internal chain of thoughts before giving the answer to the user. And if you look at the benchmarks, it's a huge jump compared to GPT-4o. It destroys it in math, it destroys it in coding competitions, and it shows PhD level reasoning that are higher than that of an expert human. By the way, whenever you see things like this, what it means is essentially what it did is they took a series of PhD, like experts basically, they took a series of challenges and they compared how well the AI does compared to those specific humans on those specific challenges. And what they say is essentially on those specific challenges, the AI performed better than those PhDs that they selected. The rate of development of AI isn't linear, it's exponential. Those models keep getting better and better. SubhanAllah, I remember when I first tried GPT-3, so this was before ChatGPT came out, they had the GPT-3 model available through an API. This was around 2 to maximum 3 years ago. And the model was impressive, but it could just do like basic chatty conversations or auto-completions, like completions of text or classifications of text, but it couldn't do anything near what we see today. Comparing that model to what we have today is like comparing a flip phone to a smartphone. Now we can have AI write complete applications, write tests for you, debug for you, help you reason and make decisions, and a lot more. And that's in just 2 years of development. So the real question is, should you give up your dreams to become a software engineer now? Were you born too late to get those six-figure tech salaries? Well, O1 excels at coding challenges, but the real world of software development is different. It's like imagine being great at Monopoly and then wanting to go to New York to buy some real estate there. It's completely different, right? The same way as at work, we don't spend all of our time solving elite code challenges. You do this to prepare for interviews, but you don't do this at work. Once you're inside of a company, you're solving new problems under a specific set of constraints and inside of a very specific code base. Where there is a lot of context, there's a lot of knowledge, there is historical decisions that were made, there is business requirements to take into account, there is natural resources to take into account, and multiple other factors. For an AI to operate well inside of that environment, it needs to have context on all of those things before it can attempt to replace a software engineer. I mean, look at Devon. It came out 6 months ago. Everyone was talking about it, that this is the first AI software engineer, that this is the beginning of the end for software engineers, essentially. It's been 6 months. Not a single software engineer has been replaced because of AI. You need to look at this objectively. Every new AI update that comes, there is a global panic that we're 2 to 3 months away from being replaced. But it's not the case. The industry doesn't move as fast. Like companies, they don't move fast. They have processes established. They have a lot of people inside. They have regulations. They have maintenance issues. They have security concerns. They need a reliable way to maintain their software. Like what if a bug appears? What if production crashes? Who's going to solve it? Are those AI agents reliable enough to solve all those issues? I don't think so. As great as AI is right now, the problem that it has is that it's not reliable enough yet to replace an actual human. That's just the reality of the market. AI right now is a powerful enhancer. But what does that mean for your career? Because if engineers are becoming more productive, they can deliver more, they're more competitive. Does that mean that less engineers are needed for a company? They're going to hire less? Well, for the foreseeable future, what I believe is that over the next 5 years, inshallah, there's actually going to be more engineers will be needed. The reason why I think this is purely economics. Just look at the market. This year alone, just the first half of this year, there's already been $35 billion invested into AI startups. And what do you think when you see a market and you see billions of dollars invested in it? Is it the sign of a dying market or is it the sign of a growing market? Because all those investors, if they invest money, they expect to see a return, right? Like a 10x, a 20x return. So if they invest $35 billion, they expect that over the next few years, it's going to make them maybe $350 billion. What do software tech startups do whenever they receive money? What is their biggest expense? It's software engineers. They're going to use the money that they raise to hire software engineers to grow faster because they need to scale their product, they need to develop more features, they need to grow. So purely looking at this, you can see a trend that over the next few years, those companies, at least those that raise, they're going to be in demand for engineers. AI will create new opportunities that we didn't even think of. Every new revolution comes with opportunities in the job market. I mean, look here, even if you take the worst case scenario, right, where AI is going to replace everybody. For this to happen, every single company in the world needs to implement AI solutions, right? This is going to take several years, maybe a decade in total. In this amount of time, you need engineers to implement those AI systems, you need engineers to work with them, you need engineers to maintain them, you need engineers to grow them. So this means that this is new positions that are going to be hired by those companies, and all this extra money that is being made, that is being reinvested into companies to help them grow faster, is going to result in more engineers being hired. And even if the end line is the most negative that you can imagine, so the worst case scenario, it leads to at least few years to a decade, maybe more, of software engineers being actively hired and contributing. And those individual engineers are going to be making a lot of money because the six-figure salaries, they're still there. There's still engineers making $100,000 a year, 200, 300,000 and more. So is it too late to become a software engineer? No, it's not. I believe that we're actually in a golden window. It's a golden decade, maybe two, where a huge amount of changes are going to come, a big amount of opportunities. It's not going to be easy, but if you know where to look, there's huge opportunities. And if you're currently looking for a job and you feel lost, I've created a free class where I reveal my complete strategy to find jobs in the current market. You can sign up below if you're interested. I also have a complete guide here on YouTube. You can check it out here. I'll see you there, code benders. Assalamu alaikum.